So a Minnesota jury has found former race soldier from Brooklyn Center Kim Potter guilty of first-degree and second-degree manslaughter in the shooting of Daunte Wright. Now, despite her attorney's pleas, she will remain jailed until her sentencing. Now, she faces a maximum of 15 years in prison for the first charge and a fine of $30,000 for the second charge. She faces a maximum of 10 years in prison and a $20,000 fine. Okay. So the jury, they say they met 4 days, deliberated over 27 hours before arriving at the unanimous guilty verdict, and they did the right thing. Now, the 49-year-old, this woman looked like she's 69, shot and killed Wright after accidentally, according to her, grabbing her gun instead of her taser during a traffic stop in Minneapolis suburb of Brooklyn Center. Wright was only 20 years old. After the verdict was read, the judge ordered Potter to be taken immediately to jail and remain in custody without bond. Her attorney sought the court's mercy and asked for bond or at least the holiday weekend to spend at home. Now, Paul Ng is her lead defense attorney petition. It is the Christmas holiday season. She is a devoted Catholic, no less. There is no point to incarcerate her. And this is what I want to stop here before I continue to go. So let's get this straight. She's convicted in a case, and her attorney had the audacity to ask, well, it's a holiday weekend. Can she at least spend time at home with her family? Can she at least do that? I mean, come on. This is literally too much. What do you say? It is the Christmas holiday season. You say there's no point to incarcerate her. She was just convicted of killing someone. She's a convicted person that's convicted of manslaughter, and yet you don't want her. If that's the case, well, shoot, let everybody out of jail. Not just her, let everybody out for the weekend. Just go spend home, with their family and have a good time and have a Christmas party, and then I guess what? Everybody go back Monday. Why she should be any different? Now, according to what her attorney kept saying, he said her remorse and regret for the incident is overwhelming. She's not a danger to the public whatsoever, yet she's convicted. He said, now it says, I can't treat this case any differently than any other case, according to Judge Regina Chu. It said Chu told defense attorneys that Potter's bond must be revoked because the offenses presumably will lead to a prison sentence. He said as she left the courtroom, it said the Times reports the family members cried out to her saying, "Love you, Kim." It said she responds to her relatives, "Love you," before deputies led her out of the courtroom in handcuffs. Now, Benjamin Crump, he was one of the attorneys on the Wright family's legal team. He said issued a statement after the verdict saying America must have accountability in cases like these to rebuild trust in the race soldiers. Okay. So it said the statement they also read said the family of Daunte Wright is relieved that the justice system has provided some measure of accountability for the senseless death of their son, brother, father, and friend. I say from the unnecessary and overreaching traffic stop to the shooting that took his life, that day will remain a traumatic one for this family and yet another example for America of why we desperately need change in policing, training, and protocols. Now, I mean training. Switching it up there on y'all, okay? They said if we are ever going to restore the confidence of Black and marginalized Americans in law enforcement, we need to have accountability and a commitment to listening and to creating meaningful change. But of course, those people who, a lot of Black people voted for the Democrat Party, they did not do that. We still don't have no George Floyd Justice and Policing Act bill to really, rein in the race soldiers. If you do not have that bill, then you're still in the same situation. Yes, this particular race soldier was convicted, great, but let's see what she actually get. You know what I'm saying? Because just because those football numbers are what the charges are, you got to remember, she's still part of their community. Understand what I'm saying? So let's see. Now, it said the remark also concluded that it's also imperative that we focus on the conduct of the Brooklyn Center and pinpoint its systemic failures that contributed to Daunte's unlawful death. I told y'all time and time again, It's just not Brooklyn Center. Every police department in America got that problem because they run it. It's in their culture to be that way. So since they run it, you're going to have those issues and problems. Okay? Like I said, that's why it don't matter where they go, they're the same everywhere. Now, they said during the extremely high-profile trial, experts were also called, testified to Potter's character, Wright's character, and assess the probability of making a mistake of a taser and a gun. Now, they say even Potter took the stand herself. She tried to do a Kyle Rittenhouse, tried to cry, but it didn't work out for her. It worked for Kyle Rittenhouse, but it wouldn't work out for her at all. Now, they say the jury saw the footage from the body cameras and dash cams of the shooting. The video showed that she and her partner, Anthony Lucky, pulled Wright over having an expired license tag. Something that should have just been a ticket. That's all it should have been, just a ticket. Hey, get it taken care of. And because he had an air freshener hanging from his rear view mirror after pulling him over. I remember the first time I had asked a cop about that, one I had access to, and he the one told me about don't put air fresheners hanging there because they can give you a ticket for obstruction of view. I say, seriously? He's like, yeah. So that's why I don't do it. I mean, if you want to do something, put the ones on your, on your air conditioner, the little clips, put them on if you want them in there. Sometimes you can get those Senate things where you can just open it up and put it underneath your seat or certain areas, make your car smell good. But don't do that because that's little things they look for to mess with you. I've always been the type of person minimize reasons that the race soldiers can mess with you if you can. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer of like on these holiday nights that is coming by and a lot of people are drinking. If you don't need to be out at night like that too much, I'm just saying if you don't need to be, when they're looking for messing with people, just chill at your house, watch some movies, spend time with your family. Watch this platform. You can do that, entertain yourself, right? Even my grandfather used to say that, and also the drunk drivers out, they end up hitting people or doing something, just like I said, just recently, the unfortunate passing of, young brother Kim the comic in Uganda, we talked about that. And that's so shocking and sad. You just got to be careful, because some people are idiots. They'll get out there and driving drunk and being high on something. And it always something else happens to the passenger or another family they hit, but nothing happens to them. Okay. So we always want to try to avoid, certain times being out. I always tell my daughters that I said, look, y'all don't need to be out like that. It's just chill at the house. I mean, you got all day to do something. But you know how that is. Now I know some of y'all want to get on the, we should be living in fear, man. It ain't about no living in fear. It's the fact is you in Babylon. Sometimes you got to make certain moves for where you at. And sometimes you got to use wisdom too. I tell people, God gave you your five senses. Use that brain that you have. Use it. Stop being so hard-headed sometimes, rebellious. Sometimes y'all follow the ways of these people and you see how it gets them in so much trouble. But continuing. So it said, while apprehending Wright for an outstanding warrant that he had, it said Lucky asked for Wright to get out of the car. He did. However, when Lucky went to handcuff him, Wright got back in the car, prompting Potter to pull her gun. Now, they had more than one person there, okay? More than one cop. There's no reason to pull a gun. He's outnumbered. But yeah, the first thing you go to is the gun. And it says she pulled out her gun, thinking it was her taser, and threatened to shock him. Then she shoots him, apparently thinking that she was tasing him. And once she noticed that she did, she exclaimed with a cuss word or shot him or grabbed the wrong gun. I'm going to prison. She knew that. And that's exactly where she's going. She's going to prison. You know what I'm saying? Now, she said after conviction, say she's sorry. She did not want to hurt anybody. Now, she's supposed to be sentenced on February the 18th. Not too long, but she wanted to spend time, for the weekend for Christmas. She wanted to wear her plaid, pants and her black shirt like everybody else too. She wanted to drink the eggnog and play some games and, she deserves to be at home. But this is the thing. This is good where she's going. What happened with Derek Chauvin, him getting convicted. This is good because maybe, just maybe, these race soldiers think a little bit. Now, they're not going to jail enough for me, but you have to understand, it took the grassroots to push that. The grassroots have been doing very, very well, and holding them accountable, pulling up to their house to make sure they can be held accountable. You know, that's how we got to respond every time. We cannot let these people just be killing us wholesale like that. We must always let them know that, hey, it's just not going to be going down like that. And maybe the next one to think twice before they try to harm and kill a black person. But it's just amazing to me how they want this woman to go home for Christmas. like she, you know, like she done something nonviolent. Let me say that. You know, it's not like she tried to take his shoes from him or something. You know, he's still alive to run around. No, she want to go home and just celebrate. But with that being said, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to our podcast this morning. We greatly appreciate it. And also, right now, we have an end of the year fundraiser for our platform. We highlight very, very well in our campaign video what we're going to be using those funds for. So make sure you go to our GoFundMe. We have a link below to click, and also at the end of this video we have like a picture of this one sister as part of the picture for the GoFundMe. You can click that, and any amount that you donate will be greatly appreciated and applied to those, you know, actions that we are pushing, you know, for 2022. Now, thank you for listening, and see you next time.